Alright guys, we're back. The holiday season has kind of just slowed down. Things aren't as busy, and so we're going to get started. Let me catch you up on some things that you guys missed. We ripped out another section of flooring. We bought more supplies, and we should actually be able to finish up the flooring. So that's pretty cool. So let's get started. Okay, here's an update because we are terrible at filming things, and I think I already said that, and I'm sorry for all the gaps in the footage, but we're new at this. So we got this all framed out. We got the door all framed out. We got under here, under the stairs, all framed out. I started reframing the floor. We are finishing up this section over here because we got to seal some stuff up. And yeah, so I think we're gonna get the door on today, hopefully. It's gotten dark outside, so the camera's a little fuzzy, but big accomplishment. Got the door back on, and I actually fixed the handle before the door would not stay closed because the handle was broken, and I fixed it. It ended up just needing to be greased because it had some probably old grease is what I'm assuming, but I haven't got to seal up the door. I was going to do it, but it took me a little bit longer than I anticipated, so it's gonna be too cold to go ahead and seal that up. But yeah, boom, reframed. Oh, you guys can't see that, otherwise I would show you. But yeah, it's super awesome. Super excited because honestly, it's been a little frustrating reframing all this stuff and trying to measure everything and get it cut right, and then not being able to see anything that looks, you know, like it's actually making a difference. This guy over here, I did use different size wood than was originally here because we're just going to fill that in, but I didn't think about the fact that the frame that goes back on has metal that comes inside, and so it just butts up against here, so I can't put the frame back on, so I'm going to have to shave that down. But after that, then we'll be able to put that back on. So I'm just going to go ahead and temporarily seal this door and this hole and call it a night. Okay, so I know we're kind of jumping around, but this wall is all good to go. I just went over and double checked all the wood, and none of it's wet. A lot of this stuff is just glue and stain from having the wood on there or the insulation. So we're gonna go ahead and put some Killz on it so it doesn't get ruined or grow mold on it while it's in here with the rest of the moldy wood, and before we can seal everything up. I forgot to record this part. We ripped out all the insulation, all the supports. Well, actually, we've only ripped out one support. This support ripped out by itself. So, but so far, this wood is not in bad condition. All the insulation was good for the majority of it, but the sides were kind of moldy and just full of crap, so we pulled it out. But hopefully, everything in the less rotted sections will be even better. This is dangerous. All right, stay tuned. I messed up, guys. Well, so, I mean, this pipe right here, it comes out. It pulled out nicely. Nothing broke. Over here, I was just trying to leave this guy here. You know, he wasn't really in the way. But apparently he was. I pulled out this plywood. It cut on the pipe and snapped it in 2 sections. Dang it. But at least it was just the one and not the big one. It would probably just be 2 pieces to fix again. So hopefully it's easy to fix. We'll see. Check this out. I got the board out. Which is nice. It's nice. We're seeing more of what we have. But back here, like we thought, it's completely rotted out. And actually, as I pulled out the floor, the wall opened up. So if you can see, there's light coming through here now. The metal paneling actually like pushed out, and the wall tried to come down with it. Luckily, I was able to get it to stay and get the board out. But yeah, this like whole section, we're gonna have to rebuild, which is gonna be a pain in the butt. But you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? At least this stuff's all good. I'm about to show you guys the aftermath of last night. The camera died, and we just never brought it back out after it charged. My uncle, who is here for the holiday season, helped me out with this wall back here, which was the part of this project that I was dreading the most, and you will see why in a second. So yeah, we stayed up till 11 o'clock at night working on this thing. We found out that there was a noise curfew at 10, so we stopped. Rude. Yeah, so we'll just dive in and I'll just show you what happened. Alright, so here's what we were working on. You can see that we replaced all of the floor beams in this section. So there's new floor beams from the back of the RV. Well, these aren't new, but they were in good condition. So to that point. So replaced all those floor beams, which was good because while we were trying to work on everything else, we were falling everywhere and trying not to fall through the gray water tanks. So that rectangle right there, we were trying to, let me start over. I was trying to replace this back beam right here. It's just the very bottom big 2x4 so that I could start working on the floors. In the process of that, this wall started coming out. So we were like, you know what the heck? Let's tackle it. Let's finish reframing out these walls. So got those supports in. Got these supports in. Got ready to start working on all the extra framing. And I was like, you know what the heck? While he's working on making those triangles, because he can make those triangles right there way better than I could, I was like, I'm just going to build this frame right here. You know, that's a big section, and wow, that'll make me feel accomplished. Well, I built it. It was great. He finished the triangles. It was great. We went to go tear out the old stuff, put the new stuff in. And it just fell apart from there. You can see we have the wall clamped to itself because it kind of just started caving in. We couldn't remember how to put it back together, so we had to sit here and stare and try to remember how this goes back together. Yeah, and it's a pain in the butt, and I think we got it, but we still aren't sure, so we're gonna have a couple other brains examine this destruction. And then we'll go from there. We've got a new tool. And after it taking way longer than it should have, we have a table saw. Alright, so this next part's going to be a little tricky. Got some wires and some piping, and I've got to insulate it. So I went ahead and cut this section into 3 different pieces, and I'm hoping that'll make it a little bit easier to get these wires and stuff in. So the goal here is that I sandwich these together, but pull up the guards, and then I can push the guards into the foam to find out where I need to make the cuts. Roughly, obviously, because hopefully it'll be a little bit tighter. Okay, like so. Now we'll drill those out and hopefully everything just fits together nice and easy. It looks like we were a little off with one of our holes. So the one fits, the other one measured wrong. Let's try that again. Boom. That'll do, that'll do. Our floor is pretty uneven right now. Gotta bang everything back out. But I think with some tweaking it'll work. For this one we just cut a square. We have a bunch of spray foam that we're going to use to fill in gaps and stuff, so we're not just going to have a bunch of open holes. We're definitely going to go back through and do some touch up. Ooh, gotta cut back here. This has some room to move. If I take these off a hook, maybe. Oops. Oh, check that out. That's beautiful. Hopefully you can see me. All right. Well, we're back again. In case you were wondering, there is a method to all of this madness that is me jumping from. Yeah. Anyways. So what I am trying to do is get this section of the floor in so that I have something a little bit more sturdy to walk on while I rebuild the back, because it's kind of a pain in the butt to try and take precise measurements and cut things and screw things in when I can only step on these 1.5 by 1.5 inch beams. So I wanted to get this in, and that way I can finish up this back piece. So what I'm gonna do now, I got all the insulation in, I got all the boards in for the supports. Now I'm going to Killz it with the mold and mildew blocker. Just that way everything's all good and covered. And then plywood, which I don't know if I'll get to plywood tonight, because as you can see, I got quite a bit to Killz. So let's get started. Okay, sorry if this is shaky. I can't go over there because it's all wet. But yeah, check it out. I actually have enough left over from my very first can of Killz to paint both those sidewalls and the floor. So that's super cool. Gonna let it dry, so I think I'm gonna call it a night. And tomorrow, we can put in the plywood. Making progress, guys.